There's not a jail on this planet without innocent people in it. And there's also not a jail on this planet without people who've been mis-sentenced, who have sentences they shouldn't have ever picked up. And my father, who was a professional chess player, he hung out with a black guy called Jack. Now, when I asked Jack used to have a lot of money on him. I asked my dad when I was a kid, I was around 10. So what's Jack's job? And my dad said, don't worry about Jack's job. Turns out later, I found out that Jack was a street in Chicago, because we grew up in Gary, Indiana, just outside of Chicago. And he was a street. Jack is now dead. Funnily enough, side story. His number one chick stabbed him to death in his sleep because she went to another pimp. He found out, beat the shit out of the pimp. And this pimp convinced his number one chick to kill him. So she stabbed him to death. She's got life. So Jack's gone. But I remember Jack saying to me when I was young, I said to my father, I said, where's Jack? I haven't seen Jack in a while. My dad said, he's gone. He's busy. And when I saw Jack like 8 months later, he said, I've been in jail. And I said, I remember this vividly as a kid. I said, why did you go to jail? And he said, I caught a case. And I said to my dad, what does caught a case mean? And he said, it's like catching a cold, son. Just catch a case. I didn't think much about it. And then in jail, I was recollecting that, thinking, you just catch a cold sometimes. You're going through life and you get a sniffle. Like, you just catch a case. Like, there's so many people in jail who have just caught a case. Like me, I just caught a case. I became too big on the internet and I pissed off someone, or I overtook a prosecutor in my Bugatti. I could have been driving my Bugatti through Bucharest and cut up a prosecutor. Could have been that simple. I could have seen some guy in his Chevrolet and said, get out of the way. And he was like, okay, Mr. Tate, the file begins. Type, 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 type. And they get you. You just catch a case. And it's crazy that you're put in this depressing place of despair, and your life is absolutely decimated. And this justice system, which is limping forward with its missing wheels, which everybody believes is some kind of fair representation of right and wrong. And there's people who are thrown into this grinder because they've just caught a case. And you could argue that in the end, people who are innocent get out and guilty people stay, perhaps. But then you have to go down the rabbit hole of, well, the process is the punishment. Most people simply can't just go to jail for, even me, 3 months, not that long. You lose your job, you go to jail, you be slandered in the media, you lose all your devices, you lose access to your bank accounts and all your money for 3 months. And you come back out. How are you paying the bills? How are you paying for your children? You think your wife's even still sitting there? Do you know how many people I heard on the phone screaming and arguing with their wives? All they did was use their phone calls arguing with their wives. And their wife, in her own female entitlement, because females are selfish, well, you're in jail, yeah, but I have, how can I pay the bill? I need this, I need this. Your man's in fucking jail, you're screaming at him to pay the rent? He can't. He can't. But what's she gonna do? She's gonna yell at him, or she's gonna find another guy and yell at him because she wants her bills paid. So it's crazy how most people don't understand how broken the justice system is. I don't know a better alternative. I'm not proposing one. I'm just saying that if you think you're going to go through life and if you ever end up in the justice system, it's all going to be fair and just and it's going to be fine, you're going to realize that it's nothing like you expect it to be. And you better hope you don't catch a case.